Okay, folks, welcome to book review number 1. We're going to be reviewing The Republic of the Future, published in 1888. The setting is New York City, 2050. A European traveler is visiting New York City in the United States in general, which has become a socialist utopia. Now, socialist utopian novels are quite common in the 19th century, early 20th century. You've probably heard of News from Nowhere or Looking Backwards. But there was usually a conservative backlash, and this is one of these books. This book basically shows a people who have lost all imagination, all sense of competition. They've achieved everything the socialists wanted them to achieve. Freedom from labor, freedom from want. The women are equal to the men. Yet the author shows what is frankly boring and unsatisfying lifestyle. Everybody seems to be doing okay. They're all athletic. There's no stress. There's nothing to chain them down. They get 2 hours of work a day, and the rest of it's leisure time. And that's the problem. People in this society are bored. They have no competition, no imagination. The society did so well in trying to make everybody even that imagination is basically impossible. The most intelligent people, the scientists, the teachers, the engineers, were exiled. Those felt they would try to make themselves into a class, an upper class. One example in the book, salespeople are basically run by the state. The stores are all state stores. There's no competition. They put things out in the window, and if you come to buy them, you come to buy them. If you don't, you don't. Many of the things she describes like that in the book did happen in real life. I was reading a book on communist China. The salespeople there read books sitting behind the desk. Why? Because whoever waits on you or doesn't wait on you gets paid the same amount of money. And nobody's going to steal because, well, it's not China. You know what happens. Okay? But the funny thing is, this is a parody. She meant it to attack socialist utopias. And she also attacked feminism. She turned out to be anti-feminist. This whole idea that women were chained down by the family, by the cooking, by the servants, which is why all these things were taken away with in the book, to her is actually ridiculous. In the book, husband and wives really don't have a family. There is no such word as home. She's obviously attacking some of the socialist ideas. She's obviously attacking feminism. Kind of weird. But still, I have to say, 5 out of 5. Not only is it somewhat funny, and does point out many of the flaws of socialist utopias, I find many of the serious writers who actually are pro-socialist utopias write socialist utopias that are still boring. So for her to actually actively attack them with humor is kind of refreshing. It's funny because she's making it funny, not just because it turns out to be that way. So I would suggest reading it 5 out of 5 stars. I would suggest reading it from a historical point of view. It's very good. And she is one of the earliest female writers in my library. I have people who are earlier, but this is one of the earliest. Political science writer, if you will. She is from New York City. She actually, technically, I think she wrote in '87. And from a historical point of view, Looking Backwards was published after this book. So, once again, I strongly suggest buying it and reading it if you can find it. This one had to be printed on order. I don't think you can actually find used editions that are still one piece. Okay, thank you for watching.